All right, what is going on, guys? We should be live right now. Because before we begin, before even I start getting my guy RJ to talk, I just want to not really apologize for the inactivity. However, I guess reason why I wasn't really doing any of these interviews is because you see this shirt. I was at Geico Nationals. I don't know if you guys saw the games on ESPN. That's where I was at. It was an awesome experience. Got a lot of interviews, and those will all be posted on my Instagram at iHoopsFL. So any of these interviews that I've ever done, you guys got to follow the Instagram at iHoopsFL to see all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna check my YouTube, make sure everything's running smoothly. RJ, is there anything that you want to plug, or maybe anybody you want to shout out before we get this thing started?
Shout out to the PSA Cardinals, my AAU team, my family, my trainers and coaches.
Yeah. So I guess since you kind of said the PSA Cardinals, and they're obviously the reason why I'm talking to you today, they are a very, very, very legendary UIBL team organization. All that stuff. Just talk about the PSA Cardinals in general and what they're all about.
To me, it's more than basketball. They're not only worried about basketball. They're also worried about school and how you're doing socially in life, not only on the basketball court, checking on you, how your grades are. And it's more of a family, not just a basketball program.
Yeah, for sure. And I just realized there's probably some of the interview to your coach right now. I'm sending him the link if he wants to tune in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I found it really cool, and I literally found this amazing. I even saved the post. Like I was just, you scroll through Instagram and find stuff. So I come across the PSA Cardinals Instagram page, and I see they had a whole post about how to treat how to treat an interview, and how to do interview stuff like that. And that was literally at a time when I probably just got followed on by somebody. I'm like, man, like nobody gets it, but it was crazy to see they really understand how it works. Can you maybe elaborate a little more? What are all those kind of outside the basketball courts thing that they maybe teach you and kind of get you guys involved with over there?
One of them is like what you said with the interview, also giving us tips on when we're talking to college coaches to ask them questions, to be interactive with the coach, to make it look and seem like you actually want to be there and talk with them.
Yeah. So if I'm, let's say, I guess maybe we'll say I'm 2024, 2025. I have a lot of potential, so I'm probably going to be talking to some college basketball coaches. What would be some of the advice you've learned on, how to talk to college coaches?
I would say take your time. Don't be nervous, because it's going to happen throughout your whole basketball career. So don't be nervous. Ask questions. Interact with the coach as well.
Yeah. And what about for these interviews? Because obviously they kind of take this a little seriously as well. You have any advice on how to be a good interviewee?
For me personally, I've been doing it for a while now, so it's like natural to me. But you just have to be confident.
Yeah. So you got the interview badge unlocked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so let's talk about it's literally your high school season right now. I know what's the whole just current season looking like? Have you played a lot of games? Have you not played at all? What's that been like?
We had a 7-game series against our rival, Stepanak. We played 4 games. And then I think throughout that whole thing, I averaged 22 points and 8 rebounds. But it was a great experience. I was thankful as well, not taking it for granted, because a lot of kids that I know, they didn't get a chance to play at all. So I'm grateful I got to play them 4 games.
Yeah. So they said for your season you're gonna play a best of 7 with Stepanak.
Yeah, that's what they told us.
Oh, my bad with the beat. I put my computer on. Jones. That was actually the coach. Actually, my bad. But yeah, I want to know that. I mean, that's something kind of cool, honestly. A 7-game series kind of thing. And I was thinking too, since I was at Geico Nationals, what if it was maybe not best of 7? That'd be too long. But maybe a best 2 out of 3 or something like that. You think maybe some high school playoffs, or maybe in the grind session, or one of those big leagues? Should they have maybe a more than a one and done elimination kind of thing? You like that concept?
I think it would be cool too, yeah. But I think they're looking at the time period, maybe it would probably take too long or something like that.
Yeah, or they can have they have less teams, maybe instead of getting this year they had 10 teams, maybe next year maybe they'll do 6 or something like that. Actually, no, that wouldn't work, I don't think. I mean, mathematically wise, but they'll have a little less teams to kind of make it work. I think would be kind of cool. But would you kind of say, you said you were grateful? Were you at all maybe a little disappointed, I guess, how last season you probably had a lot more games, and now this year you only got a few?
Yeah, it was very different from last year. I think last year we played maybe close to 20 to 25 games, and then this year they only played 4 due to coronavirus. So it was like it was different, and we didn't have nobody in the crowd, so the energy like wasn't the same.
Yeah, and you mentioned like nobody in the crowd, and I've asked a lot of players this. Do you think that having fans impacts the way maybe not you specifically, but just players play in general?
I say it would because like hitting a big shot or catching a dunk and everybody goes crazy. It gives you like that energy to start going and the confidence, and then your team goes on a run.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad. I guess like more people because I was thinking too. Like for originally my whole like I guess ideology of this, I was like, oh, if you're an elite player, you're gonna say fans don't matter at all. Like I don't need fans. But then I was thinking like, no, like they do matter. Like you need like obviously you could win games without fans. It's not impossible, but they are extremely helpful to bringing energy. But I feel like it kind of teaches you. You mentioned that like a big dunk maybe if there are a lot of fans, you could kind of just dunk the ball, but just kind of place it in the hoop. But then if there's no fans there, you really gotta just jam that thing and make it like powerful because then you're almost, I guess, the bringing that energy with that powerful dunk.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I guess next year, hopefully, you get a little more of a normal season, but maybe they'll throw in a best of 7 series somewhere because I'm sure that might be kind of cool. But I guess how excited are you for next season to hopefully be pretty normal and a lot more games, exposure, and all that good stuff?
I'm very excited because this year, if it would have went like how it went last year, maybe like close to 20, 25 games, I think I would have scored 1,000 points. So next year, hopefully, I'm looking to score 1,000 points and like probably break the school record in scoring.
Yeah, and breaking the school record and scoring, that's obviously a pretty big deal. How are you able to just get a lot of buckets?
For me, I think I was just being confident and playing as a team player and letting the game come to me.
Yeah, and you previously mentioned, your rivals with Stepanak. I even saw they had a few like slam. Maybe there was like 2 or 3, something like that, of some slam like day in the life of the program. Um, and I remember the whole like I forgot what it was, but the whole playoffs like that thing just looked like so lit, like with all the people there and everything, just being their rival, like with such another very very highly respected high school team. Just what are those rivalry matchups like since it's basically 2 powerhouses going at it?
Yeah, the rivalry is crazy. We play at the Westchester County Center in Iona College, and then when them games come, it's crowded, maybe over 3,000, 4,000 people in the gym, and the energy is just different. You have to play your heart out when you get on the court.
Yeah, and people kind of like I'm not gonna say they hate, but something I learned from those like vlogs and everything, or those day in the life and everything, was how people would say that's not New York basketball, because it's not like in the city. What's your take on some of that? You think you guys play New York basketball? Do you maybe agree with those people? Like, yeah, you're right, it's not New York basketball. What's your opinion on that topic?
I think it is New York basketball. Being competitive, going at each other, playing with some sort of kind of grit.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, based off the YouTube video, that is what it obviously looked like. But I want to talk more, not just about like PSA Carlson and the organization, but more just playing with them, playing with such a highly respected team. Well, I'm assuming did you get to play EYBL that 15U year?
Yeah, we actually did. We got to PGM as well. I think we lost maybe Elite Eight or Sweet 16. I think one of those two.
Yeah, so you obviously were able to experience EYBL. Luckily, I mean, I feel back like those 2023 guys. I don't think really got a chance to experience it, but you did get a chance to. So that first year playing 15U with PSA Cardinals, what was that whole experience like?
It was different, honestly, going against other top teams in the country. It's not like playing against all the New York kids that you already know. It's all different types of talent, taller kids, stronger kids, and the competition is great.
Yeah, and EYBL, like it's probably something where players may feel like, oh, I could definitely get buckets in EYBL, but they may be playing like not EYBL. Maybe they could be playing like a high level program like UAA, 3SSB, something like that. But to play in the EYBL is just something different. So would you say like in order like you just gotta experience it. Like it's not something you could kind of assume. Like I could probably get buckets in this. Like to be there and playing is a completely different thing that people don't even realize.
Yeah, I thought the same too, but they're like maybe my first two games was challenging for me, but then I kind of adjusted to it and got used to it.
Yeah, and the kids there, like you said, you're not just playing the top players in your area, you're playing the top players in the whole nation from all over the place. Were there like a lot of adjustments you had to make, and how are you able to handle like all that top competition that you've never seen before in your whole life?
I would say as a team we had to play more collectively and you know be confident and have each other's back and trust in another teammate. That's how we got our wins.
Yeah, and this year, I mean, it's sad to say, and I even realized a few months ago, like this is, I guess, because I'm in 2022 as well, but I don't hoop, but this is like my class's last year playing AAU basketball, which is crazy to think about. I didn't even realize. I guess, how do you feel about that? Are you at all a little sad it's over? Are you hopefully excited to get that last peach jam? How do you feel?
I'm sad, but I'm also excited as well. Like I know it's my last year, but I'm gonna try to make the most out of it.
Yeah, and I guess what are you gonna be looking forward to most about this year's EIBL circuit?
The competition, being recruited by the coaches, and winning PGM.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you guys like I don't know if I'm 100%, but I think like Jaden Lamont is with you guys just to name somebody like your team. Oh yeah, I think I see like Avery Brown is in there. I think just a lot of really good players on that team. Uh, I'm sure you guys are. I'm sure you would say, oh yeah, we're gonna win Peach Jam. That's what every player says. So instead of asking you like, are you? I'm gonna say like, well, why do you think that you guys are going to win Peach Jam this year?
I think we have the best guards by far. Not only can they score, but they also get other players involved. And our bigs, they're solid. So when we come together as a team, I think we'll do great.
And have you guys started practicing or anything like that, or not yet?
Yeah, we practiced 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks now.
Okay, so what's it like? I know I don't know who else is kind of new, but I'm sure you guys like didn't do much in 2020. What's it like kind of getting back in that AAU EYBL swing of things?
It's very intense. You got to be locked in and focused and ready to go.
Yeah, and I want you to kind of like take me through an EYB or I guess a PSA Cardinals practice, like kind of what you guys do, the atmosphere, how intense they were or they are, and all that stuff.
Uh, First we begin with stretching, and then we might do like a perfection drill, which is like a series of layups, like 3-man weave and stuff, and 2-man passes, and then we'll split up with guards and bigs and do like some skill work, and then we'll come back together and do shell, go over some plays, defensive plays, making sure we got everything good.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite? Do you have like a favorite drill to do in practice?
I like shell. Like it's competition. I like shell going against other guys.
Yeah, the reason why I came up with that question is because that's actually my favorite drill. But I like more like the deep, like the screaming side of it. That's like that's like the best. I think the best side. Actually, my dad though, I told him the drill is called shell drill, and he told me like I had to. He thought I was like stupid that I missed. Like heard the coach and was calling it shell drill the whole time. But I'm glad I was right about that because I mean, do you have any idea do you know why they call it a shell drill?
No, I don't think so. But like it's like help defense. So if you're one pass away from the ball, you're right there, and then the other two people on the other side of the paint, like this is helping each other.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe it's like an acronym or something like that, but that is by far my favorite drill. And I'm looking. I see on the PSA Cardinals Instagram that it looks like you guys had like a photo shoot kind of thing. I don't know if that was a long time ago or maybe it was pretty recently, but I guess being in a photo shoot must be pretty cool. So what was that like?
It was a great experience, going outside and dribbling the ball, taking some pictures. I think that was the first week of our practice. We went out and took some pictures.
Yeah. So was that like do you I guess enjoy being in photo shoots or is that just kind of something like you just do it because you're told to do it, but you're not like a big camera guy?
Nah, I enjoy it because like the pictures, like they look cool, and like
Yeah,
some of the pictures they took, like it makes us look as tall as the buildings and stuff like that. So it looks cool.
yeah, definitely. And going into your recruitment process now, You obviously do hold a handful of offers. We mentioned, we got Robert Morris, Ryder Hofstra, just to name some of them. Just talk about your recruitment process in general and how that's been going for you.
For me, it's been going pretty well. I've been talking to schools in the A10, the NEC, and the MAC. I've been like contacted by St. John's, Dayton, a couple of them schools as well.
Yeah, and it's like when would you say you received your? Actually, now that class is a little too basic, but like when did your recruitment process you would say start to pick up?
I would say my junior year. Like after them 4 games, I started receiving a lot of offers because like the coaches they were going off my sophomore year, but they didn't see like how much I've grown as a player. So when they saw them 4 games, they like, oh, he improved.
Yeah, and I realize at least unless you like posted like on your Instagram highlights thing, kind of like just recently, just because you didn't feel like it when the time came. I don't know if that was the case, but it does seem like you got them pretty recently. So what was like just I guess going through a couple first seasons of high school basketball with nothing. Now this all of a sudden really recently everything's starting to pick up for you and go the way you wanted.
It's a great experience. I think I picked up my first offer the end of my freshman year, and then from there they started coming in slowly and shortly. But now my junior year, I picked up a couple.
Yeah. And I guess, do you have maybe any sort of timetable of like when you plan on committing? Like, are you trying to wait it out and just kind of take everything in, maybe commit even at the end of your senior season? Or are you trying to knock it out as soon as possible? Like, what's your, I guess, philosophy with when you want to commit?
I think for me and my family, we're waiting it out just for a little bit.
Yeah. And going back to EYBL, I'm sure there's going to be some kids that are even going to make their decision on who they want to play AAU with at last minute. But are there any players or any teams that you're pretty excited to face off this year for EYBL?
I don't have any in particular, but like a couple of, like the Wrens, Texas Titans, like some of the top teams that played in EYBL.
Yeah, for sure. And in your and I guess your first season playing EYBL, were there any players that like, or did you get to watch any games of like the older kids and stuff like that?
Yeah, we actually got a chance to watch our 17s go against I think like Cade Cunningham and Greg Brown and them. Like a
Yeah.
very intense game, yeah.
And so, were there any players like I don't know how kind of the perspective is for you, but at least for me, like I found it so cool how this weekend, or I guess last week, I'm watching the number one point guard in the country facing off against Montverde and everything. Like I found it also crazy how probably 2 years from now it's going to be something that not a lot of people wish they saw that they didn't see. Like, were there any maybe even high school games you saw in the past when you were younger, or AAU games of like players that you just found like super cool and really good that are now kind of big time?
It's actually funny you say that. Me and Derek, we used to play together. Derek Whitehead, I think he goes to Mount
Yep.
Verde. Yeah, we used to play together. He's like one of my cool friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just won the championship. I seen.
Yep. Yeah. Derek, man, that kid. Like we're not close friends, but he is definitely like probably one of the more nicer people I mean he could be like he seems so nice. I think he's like almost like fake. Like it's been unbelievable how nice he's been to me. I'm like I'm kind of in shock. But did you happen to tune into did you like watch him like play in the national championship game or not?
I watched a couple of the games.
Yeah. So is that cool? Like I'm sure you could obviously play on that stage as well. But like, is that cool? Like seeing your friends play on ESPN?
Definitely.
Yeah. Do you? I guess is that something like what's maybe something you're looking forward to most about playing in college and playing the next level? Is it the national games? Is it just traveling across the country? Like, is it just maybe more knowledge coming your way from high level coaches? Like, what are you excited to most about playing at the next level?
I would say traveling, going against a bunch of different teams they're all good. So you're going to be playing against good competition every time. Learning from the coaches and other players that are like older than me and maybe been in the program for a little bit more than me.
Yeah, and this question constantly has been coming up recently. We've seen like basically, I mean, not obviously it's not how it is, but a lot of players are entering that transfer portal. A lot of players are decommitting. Like it's honestly I would never expected this to happen. I guess that maybe taught you like a lesson about like the recruitment process and kind of maybe are you going to handle it a little more differently since you're seeing like a lot of these guys maybe made or majority of guys made I guess maybe the wrong decision with their recruitment or something like that since we're seeing all these guys kind of switch around their colleges.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of kids go to a school and they thought was the right fit, but it really wasn't. So now that they got a chance to transfer, they're entering the transfer portal. So like with me, I'm gonna be careful with my decision and make sure it's the right one.
Yeah, and how are you going to like really make sure this school is the right fit for me? Like, are you maybe going to make a list and like literally write down like this school has all this and I like this. This school has this stuff. Like, is that what you're going to do? Like, how are you going to really make sure and process which school kind of fits you the most?
I'm gonna first see how the team is, how do they play, like what are their natural routines and stuff, and then also ask what do they do outside of basketball? Like, is there other activities? Even with the schoolwork, will I be able to have a tutor if I need help with something in class? Not only just on a basketball standpoint.
Yeah, and you said I guess what activities are there outside of basketball? Like, do you have at all any cool hobbies or things you enjoy doing?
In my school, I'm in the I was in the chess club for a little bit. I like playing chess.
Yeah, I want to say I like playing chess, but or no, I would say I don't like playing chess, but I've never won a game of chess, so I'm not I'm not the biggest fan. Like, how would you say you're like really good at like maybe out of your whole PSA Cardinals team, would you say you're the best player at chess?
Probably. I don't even know if some of the kids on my team play chess.
Yeah, what kind of like got you into that game?
It was from middle school. Like they had a club and I just joined because I was bored and I like got hooked onto it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too like it's just so confusing. Like all like it's like it's difficult to play against a good person because they just destroy you. Like there's so much strategy involved. Like it doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, you just got to be focused, and there's like so many ways to win and lose, so you just got to pay attention.
Yeah, and I feel like we see like a lot of athletes play. Well, I guess not a lot, but like there are a lot of like highly respected athletes that play chess. Like I don't know if LeBron James is even a big chess guy, but I have a good feeling he probably knows how to play and is probably decent at it. Like does chess at all kind of help you with basketball?
I wouldn't say it does, but like it just gives me like it clears my head sometimes.
Yeah, because in order to win, like, you really got to focus on it. So I guess it kind of helps you just forget about everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like basketball, I guess you could say too. But yeah, I guess that's kind of everything I gotta say. Before we kind of end this interview, is there kind of any maybe final remarks you want to say? Like any advice for future players, like things like that?
For future players, I would say like don't worry about the rankings and stuff. Just staying hard, working the gym. I mean, keep working hard and staying inside the gym. And overall, you'll get better, and then you'll be on them rankings and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Well, anyways, man, appreciate you for taking your time, coming on, letting me interview you. Means a lot. Also, shout out to PSA Cardinals as well. If it wasn't for them, definitely couldn't have gotten this opportunity. So I'm very lucky. But yeah. So make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at RJ Greene underscore 13. And oh man, I just forgot. This is like a kind of a tradition for mine. If I see a number in the Instagram handle when I do the little conclusion thing, I gotta ask what the number means. So what does the number 13 mean?
Oh, 13. 13 is the number I wear. I like since I was younger, since maybe like 10 years old. That's the number I always had.
Yeah, that's kind of like a tradition. I'm like because I don't really look at the Instagram handle itself during the interview, but then when I'm saying at the end, I see it comes up. I'm like, oh crap! Like I gotta find out what this means. So is that kind of number you just got handed to when you were little, and then you're like, hey, I'll stick with it for the rest of my life, or why'd you kind of have that or choose that number?
They gave me that number, and then I actually wanted to change it to 3, but my dad was like, "You always play good in 13, so you might as well just keep 13." And then I just kept it from there.
Yeah. So in college, I don't know how it works with jersey numbers, but if you get the choice to pick, is that the one you're going to pick, or you might want to make a transition?
I'm definitely gonna go for 13.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, anyways, now you kind of make it official. So again, make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at RJ Greene underscore 13, and I'm at iHoopsFL. And anyways, for 2022, I own a prep shooting guard, RJ Greene. I'm Isaac Fleischer, and this has been another iHoopsFL interview. Peace out, guys.